Hello students, I am Dr. Sanjeev Ponia. In today's lecture, we will start third unit of computer architecture, that is computer arithmetic. In second unit, there are two parts. First one is related with the arithmetic and second one is related with input output organization. So from today we will see the computer arithmetic, that is first part of third unit. In computer arithmetic we will study about the number system, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, that how these arithmetic operations are going to performed in computer. Then we will discuss about these operations on first point numbers. The first topic, that is number system, is the part of our syllabus in third unit, but first we have to see that what's the need of number system to study these arithmetic operations. So first I will tell you that what's the need of number system to understand the computer arithmetic operations. So let's start computer arithmetic. We discuss this computer central processing unit diagram earlier also, where basically there are three parts. First one is registers, second is the control unit, that is central processing unit, and third one is buses. Our main motto will not be on bus and register. We will discuss about this control unit. But before that, we will take the overview of buses as well as registers. So when we are discussing about the bus, over here you can see that basically three types of bus, that is data bus, address bus and control bus, are associated with control unit or with central unit. The The purpose of these buses, as name suggests, are same, that is data bus. It is used to carry data from one element to another element inside the system. For an example, to carry the data from registers to memory or memory to registers or registers to register. The address bus, as its name also suggests, it contains the address of the memory, that where the operation has to perform, means where the data has to be read or data has to be write in the memory. The control bus is used to control the whole the process of computer. So this is carry control signals. And last bus, that is power bus, is used to carry the power signal. As we discussed that operations are going to performed based on clock pulse. That how the operation is going to perform means in synchronous mode or asynchronous mode, or at what time, that is positive age, negative age. So these are generally four different type of buses we are using in computer system. So this was about the buses. Then we will take the overview of internal registers also. That is program counter, instruction register, address register, and accumulator register. So this is program counter, instruction register, and memory address register, memory data register, as well as general purpose register. So program counter is used to contain the address instructions, that where the operations has to be performed or what the operation has to be performed. Instruction register used to instruct that what will be the next instructions. It holds that instructions. So memory address register stores the memory address that tells that from which place, from which memory location data has to be read or data has to be write. Then memory data register, it stores the data that has to be transferred, or this is also called MBR, that is memory buffer register. The general purpose register is used to store some data temporarily. Sometimes it is the condition in the processing that we have to store some processing data temporarily. So this is general purpose register is used in that place. So these are not limited. There are lot of internal registers also. But till here our purpose is to discuss about buses and register. Now the control unit. The control unit is connected with arithmetic logic unit. Arithmetic logic unit. This is also called ALU. Basically, this is called the complete processing unit of a computer, means this is the complete heart of the computer where the operations are going to be performed as well as controlled. So this is called the heart of a computer. This central unit has two parts. First one is control unit that controls the signal and controls the operation, whereas second unit, that is arithmetic and logic unit, performs the arithmetic and logic operations. Arithmetic operations like add, multiply, subtract, and logic operations are or, and, shift, etc. So this ALU is used to perform arithmetic and logic operation. Here in Unit 3, we are not concerned with control unit. We have to emphasize on arithmetic and logic unit because our motto is to discuss about computer arithmetics. So I am drawing the diagram of arithmetic and logic unit, that is ALU, separately. So this is the diagram of ALU, that is arithmetic logic unit. It is connected with control unit as we see in the last diagram, with some registers, input registers as well as output registers, and it has flares. Those are used to specify some special condition. For an example, this flare tells that there is overflow when we are performing this operation, or there is an interrupt. So this flare is used for the special purpose. So operations are performed by ALU, arithmetic and logic. Arithmetics are addition, multiplication, division, subtraction, and logic operations are and, or, shift. So this is the basic concept of arithmetic logic unit. Now we will also try to understand the basic instructions that is going to feed inside ALU to perform the operation. This is the basic instruction format that contains opcode and operand. Opcode and operand. As opcode is the part of second unit where we will discuss the instructions types, addressing modes, the complete opcode in detail. Over here, our purpose is to study about the operands, and operands are data types, that is number. So this is the reason that we should have the clear concept of numbers. If we will see over here that there are two operands x and y, and we are performing an operation, that is addition operation, and putting the final result, that is addition of x and y, to an operand z. So this is another operator, that is assignment operator. We can perform these in, suppose the value of x is 2, suppose the value of x is 2, the value of y is 3, the value of y is 3, then the sum of these two operations is equals to 5. It means we are adding 2 and 3 and summing is going to transfer in Z. Same, suppose the value of x is 2.7 and value of y is 3.1, then summation of this is 5.8, means value of Z operand is 5.8. It means we have to perform these operation on two different type of numbers. Two different types of numbers, that is integer and fraction. Integer and fraction. So we have to discuss this for the fixed point numbers and floating points numbers. So from here, as I told you that we are going to study about the operand in this unit, and operand is based on the number system. That is, operands are based on the number systems, and number systems is the data type. So we have to understand the number system first. As we all know the number systems, but always we all are confident, we all are confusion in this. So first we will take a brief overview of number system, then we will start the computer arithmetic. So numbers are used to count or measure. When we have to count anything, suppose there are some elements, there are some books, and we have to count that how many books there are, or we have to measure the distance from here to Greater Noida, that these are 20 kilometers apart. So digits and symbols are used for the number system. The number system is a method of representing numbers, that a mathematical notation of representing numbers. So numbers are used to count or measure, whereas the number system is the method of representing different numbers. So when we want to discuss the broad category of number system, then it starts from real number system. There are imaginary number systems also. Those are parallel to this one, parallel to imaginary, but we are not concerned with imaginary number system at this time. So real number system is represented by R. This real number system is going to divide in two parts, that is rational number system represented by Q and irrational number system. Then rational number systems are dividing in two parts, that is non-integer rational numbers and integer rational numbers, where Integer rational numbers are going to represent by Z. Then integer number systems are also divided into two parts, that is negative numbers and positive numbers. If we add 0 means whole number are also divided into two parts, 0 and natural numbers. We studied natural numbers daily in our life, and if we add a 0 in natural number system, then it is whole number system and represented by W. These all are positive number systems. When we are adding the positive number system with this negative number system, then this is called integers. This is called integers. So first we will try to understand our concept till integers on binary numbers. But before that, we will also try to understand that on which base we have to divide these number systems. So number systems are also divided based on positional and non-positional. Positional number system is also called weighted number system, whereas non-positional number system is also called non-weighted. So we divide number systems on the basis of positional and non-positional, where in non-positional number system, as names suggest, that the value of a number is not depend on the position, means it's position independent. It's position independent, and value of each digit is same wherever at any position. For an example, suppose this is going to represent 1, and this is also 1, this is also 1, this is also 1, this is also 1. So wherever it is, the position of this is first, second, third and fourth, means it is at fourth position from right to left, but at all the position the values are same. As we can represent by thousand a symbol like this, we can represent a symbol that is equivalent to 1 lakh. So these are the representation of a non-positional system. So in non-positional number system, value of a number is independent on the position or regardless of the position, is not based on the position. These are used in shift operations and error detection operations. So non-positional number systems are used in shift operations as well as error detection. Second type of numbers are positional number systems, where value of a number is depend on the position of a digit. In non-positional number system, the value of a number system is independent of the position of a digit, but here it's depend on the position of a digit. As you can see from here, these two are same digit. These two represents same, but the value of this 2 is over here is different, and value of 2 at this place is different. So different values for each same digit, and that's based on the weight that is at which position the number is, as well as based on base and radix. So this base and radix, as well as weight that is position affects the value of a number. So we will discuss about fixed number system and floating number systems over here. We will see one more example of positional number system. Let's discuss this and try to understand the different parts of a positional number system. This is a number systems where 9, 1, 2, 6, 5, these are digits on the left hand side of this radius, whereas 3, 5, 4, and 2 so on are the digits on the right hand side of this radius point. Here the digits are 2 and 2, that is these two digits are same on left hand right hand, but the values of these two are different. Values of these two are different. We will discuss about MSB and LSB when we will study binary numbers. This is another example to understand the concept of positional number system, as this is a binary number system. Here the numbers are the combination of 1 and 0. So suppose this is a number in binary, then the position of these are based on the power of 2, that is 2 raised to the power 0 is the value of this, 2 raised to the power 1 is the value of this, 2 raised to the power 2 is the value of this. So by multiplying the number with its position, we can find out the final value of these numbers as per their position, and finally we can convert this number in decimal. So we can find out the decimal value of this binary number. But our purpose is not to understand the conversion of one number system to another number system. My purpose is to tell you that here at this point value of this one and this one and this one is different. The value of this one is 1, value of this one is 4, and value of this one is 32. Whereas in the same manner the values of these three zeros are different, as these are same digits, but because of different position the values of this zero is 2 raised to the power 1, value of this is 2 raised to the power 3 and the value of this is 2 raised to the power 4. But we are multiplying the weight of this with the position. So this is the reason that the final value is coming 0 and those are equal. Because when we have to find out the value, then we have to multiply the weight of the number with the weight of the position. So this is the concept of positional number system. Now, as we discuss that the value of a number system is based on base or radix. So now we will try to understand the concept of base or radix. So the word root means radix, or the word radix is going to be represented by root, whereas root is the main part of any number, or base or radix is total different digits exist in a number. For an example, as we are saying a decimal number system, we know the base of a decimal number system is 10. So there are total 10 different digits in this base, that is from 0 to 9, 0, 1 to 9. So these are different digits used to represent this decimal number. Same in the case of binary, there are two digits 0 and 1. In octal there are 8 digits 0 to 7. In hexadecimal there are 16 digits, that is from 0 to 15. So this is the concept of base or radix that represent total different digits in a number. So we will try to understand the examples of these different number systems, and we will study the basic concept of binary number system, as we have to use this binary number system in our arithmetic operations. So over here we discuss that what's the operand, what's the operator, why we have to understand the meaning of number system, what are numbers, what are number system, different type of numbers, positional and non-positional system, as well as classification of number system. So in the next class we will start about the binary number system in detail. That's the main component of arithmetic instructions or computer arithmetic. So I think this is sufficient for today. Thank you. Thanks a lot.